Hey guys, it's Callus. It is Friday night after work, and I am back with more Callus Invitational content. Callus Invitational 5, of course. This is round 2 lower bracket action, meaning one of these players, as good as they both are, is going to be 0-2 and out of here in this tournament. The unfortunate reality of this tour is that with how strong it is, 1/4 of the field goes out 0-2 every year, and that always includes very good players. There's just no way around it. It's the nature of the beast. And certainly these two qualify. Bruno from E4, who had one of the most memorable and entertaining sets of round 1 with his bold creativity, busting out the rain dance T-tar that nobody had ever seen before. And Fakes on the other end, who was on an ADV hot streak coming into this tour, is very well respected, took a surprising upset loss in the eyes of many to play in qualifier Endel in the opening round. One of these guys, unfortunately, is going to have to go home. Their Callus Invitational is already done after this match. Who's it going to be? Let's find out together. Here's the match. So Bruno from E4, that's KratosMana on the bottom, Fakes his Fakes, of course, on the top. Smeargle and Tar lead, stay in for the Spore, immediate wake with Lum. There's the EQ knockout, so if that was intending to spike up, it ain't happening. Advantage Fakes for sure. Trading a Lumberry for a Pokemon is good, but a Hydro Pump there with a crit is also really good for KratosMana. That catches him right back up. Neither player is going to be spiking up this game, thanks to a Lum and a crit respectively. So Will-O-Wisp is going to land on Rachi. A lot of switching here. We end up with the Tar on the Swampert briefly. Becomes Blissey on Pert. Comes in on Hydro Pump and avoids it. Been some hacks this game. Been a lot of switching this game. There's a Hydro Pump. That's got to be a bulky Gar to take it that well. 46% from the Stab Hydro Pump. Goes Giga there, would have devastated the Pert had it connected, but it hits Rachi instead. But that's fine because it comes in and suffers from its burn just a little bit more. Now Tar comes in on an Ice Punch. The way the game's been so far, I thought a freeze there would have been oh so appropriate, but that is not what occurred, and we end up now with Tar on Pert. Blissey again manages to avoid Hydro Pump, not that the damage would be too much, but just on principle. Only 10 turns in, there's been a lot of nonsense this game. Earthquake and Toxic going to be exchanged. You've got to think that that favors Fakes, landing the Toxic there on what is presumably a non-refreshed Pert. We end up with Tar on Gar now. Tar obviously is at full health, but Gar had taken chip damage from before from the Hydro Pump. Rock Slide coming down. There's a critical hit for more nonsense. Everybody needs more nonsense. And now we've got a Hydro Pump that KratosMana's Gar takes not nearly as well, 68%. And now we see why. It is a mixed Gar with the Focus Punch, not the standard set. Trying to catch the Tar or the Bliss on the way in, but gets neither. He gets protected against. Gonna switch it up to T-Bolt now, connecting with Bliss, which, yeah, not as much as Focus Punch. However, Fakes plays it aggressively and opts for the Ice Beam, neglects to Soft Boil there and lets the Tar scare it off. Now Earthquake with a crit that may or may not have mattered, but probably not, is going to kill his counterpart. If that is a CB Tower for Fakes, which I'm not sure, but if it is, then obviously the crit there did not matter. We know it's a non-lefties tower of some kind. Giga Drain shown, so both Gars have Giga Drain, and both players on the other side have a Pert that doesn't want to be Giga Drained. We end up with Gar on Gar, both low, but KratosMana is even lower. But evidently Mana has the faster one, but even with that information, he's not going to stay in. So now Swampert coming into Tar yet again. Rock Slide, 15%, not going to do it, especially if he's locked on that with Band, which we now see that he's not. He switches to Earthquake. Hydro Pump connects. There's the knockout. Fakes reclaims his lead. 4-3 advantage for him now. Swampert once again is going to protect against Giga Drain, get some lefties back, burn some of that limited Giga Drain PP. No reason not to do that, but he's going to get out of the way, and he's going to switch his own Gar into Thunderbolt. And like we said, KratosMana has the faster Gar and should stay in here and press the advantage, and he does. He Thunderbolts again, it gets the other Gar, we're back to a tie at 3-3 with an unrevealed in the back for each player. And we have a nurse moment as KratosMana with his Gar blows in the nurse's face. That dark man blows the load everywhere on the nurse. Oh, oh, baby. Oh, God. Blows everywhere. And down goes the nurse. Leaves us in a 2-2 situation. Hidden Power Grass there. Obviously good against Pert. Not so hot against Mence. Mence not gaining lefties, but Hidden Power in this situation is good enough. Leaves us with Mence on Mence. Gonna need a DD back sweep from Ante. His does have lefties, and I was lying before. Fakes has lefties also. Rock Slide is going to get a flinch here, which is going to really mess him up unless he misses Rock Slide here. Maybe DD? No, just double flinch. Why not? That's got to be frustrating for Ante. I mean, even if he had gotten a DD off, does he beat the 90% Pert? No, not without a crit or some serious hacks, but not even giving him the opportunity with the double flinch is pretty annoying. Like I said, I think Fakes wins this game as it stood the very large majority of the time at the end there. I don't think those hacks at the end were relevant. It's just annoying, and it just compounds what was already a pretty hacksy game. That's all. But yeah, a lot of misses, a lot of nonsense in that game. Not sure if it was blatantly favoring one guy more than the other. There was a lot of crap. But at the end of it, Fakes comes out on top, and he leaves KratosMana. That's Bruno from E4, of course. One game away from his elimination. Let's see if that's what occurs, or if KratosMana, one of the most creative and fun to watch guys in the tour without a doubt, can send us to a Game 3. Here's Game 2. Players in the same positions. Bruno, KratosMana on the bottom, Fakes on the top, immediate focus punch from lead Heracross, and immediate counter from lead Fori is going to result in a turn 1 advantage for Fakes. Gengar comes in just in case there's a boom, but there's not. He's going to boom instead on a Celebi, does not have a Dugtrio follow-up, and Fakes is not ready to give Celebi up. Yet another Hydro Pump miss, as it feels like there's been plenty of in this set. Now a Calm Mind comes down. Thunderbolt's trying to crit through. Hasn't happened so far. There's another Calm Mind. They're going to do less and less and less unless he can find a crit, which he does. Because of course he does. It's been that kind of Pokemon set, boys. And that is going to catch Ante up and leave us in a 4-5 situation with a plethora of unrevealeds between the two players. Double fighter from the ever-creative Ante. Going to focus punch and land it to bring us to a 4-4. Shadow Ball does a ton to the doll as well, and there's no boom from Fakes. He simply goes Earthquake. That is not as exciting as a boom there would have been. Even Aerodactyl taking neutral damage takes a whopping 58% from that Shadow Ball, but it does nevertheless scare the Medicham away. Porygon 2 enters the fray now. Does not go for a status move on the switch, and we see that it's lefty's tire, so he misses a great opportunity there to have landed a Toxic or even better, a T-Wave on the switch. And man, Bruno must be sick of getting Rock Slide flinched, but it happens again, just as it did at the end of the last game. But thankfully on the follow-up for him, he does not flinch, and he gets a recover off. But he's far from out of harm's way. He recovers now only to eat an immediate focus punch and knock him right back low. 65% that did, and the mind games begin. Rock Slide happening again. And Hidden Power Grass, not bad chunk there. That actually might be HP Fighting, I'm not sure, but it did a lot. And there's Hidden Power coming down to finish off the P2. Leaves us in a 4-3. Still a Hidden Poke for Bruno, and with him, it could be absolutely effing anything. Hydro Pump is going to connect. Gets him a little bit more back in it. 3-3 now. Last poke Celebi, so man, the rock resist for Bruno is Medicham. He's a weird builder, and he obviously does not subscribe to the rock resist being important philosophy. I remember in the last round where I was positive his last poke had to be a rock resist. It ended up just being a Milotic, so he certainly likes to cheat on his rock resists, and I don't know if it's good or not good. He plays his own way, but it might be an issue in this game with the Aerodactyl now. Aerodactyl seems like a big threat against a very squishy team from Bruno. Double Edge, knockout 1, Double Edge, knockout 2, and he's going to concede before it's Double Edge, knockout 3, but it would have killed the Starmie there from 68%, especially after it comes in to step on those 2 layers of spikes. No chance of survival, and Aerodactyl is going to clean Ante up and knock him out of this tournament. An unfortunate early exit for him in his second ever CALLOUS Invitational. He went 1-2 last year and was not able to one-up that this year, regrettably. I'm also sad for the spectators because Ante really is one of the most fun players to watch. Very creative, love seeing the weird stuff that he comes up with. But this was just not his tour. He's going to be one of the guys going out in the first possible batch of eliminations with the O2. Very much appreciate him participating in this. Good guy, good for the tour, but doesn't get it done this time around. Like I said, man, thank you for playing. Maybe next year. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. That's the only one I have for you, but there are other sets that got played today. I will certainly get those uploaded as soon as they are narrated in my possession. But in the meantime, if you've been enjoying the tour, hit that like button. Please subscribe if you've not done so already. And just a very quick reminder that we are still accepting donations. Huge prize pool as it is. We don't need more money, but there's no such thing as too much. And certainly I would love, love, love to hit that 2K benchmark, which we've never come even close to before. And it's super, super doable this year. We're really close, so any contribution, it's never too late, it's never too little. You would make a huge difference if you had anything to support the tour. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.